I think it feels like I've been on the go a long time, like more than a normal season. Probably adds, you think back to when it finished last March, and then we had like all the meetings over the pay cuts and things like that. And then there's someone in this interview that you can't say. Yeah, so I think even mentally, but obviously we didn't know when we were coming back, so like pretty much trained I think for 18 months, and I think probably now just need like maybe a bit of a mental switch off as well. Yeah, so I think it probably started, like I say, way back when, as soon as the last season ended, potentially if we'd have been proactive and ready to hit the ground running. We was obviously given our fitness programs, that side of it was fine, but we had months and months of the talks of pay cuts and different things like that, which was difficult, losing players, coming back, no pre-season games, and again a hard thing, but new lads not bonding, massive squad. So I think you look back, like I had a conversation with Dave Moore, who know more about football than I'll ever know, said similar things. You always hope that we had the spell after the first COVID shutdown where we had the run of really good results in that week. If I'm totally honest, change formation every week, change personnel every week. We're a League 2 side, a new League 2 side, not much experience. It's always going to be hard to change and suit other teams. Occasionally obviously it works, but then look at all the teams that have gone up and the teams that are up there have got a way of playing, whether people like that or not. Cheltenham play their style and they've got the set pieces, but they play a bit of football. Look at Cambridge. Cambridge, one of the best teams in the league. Probably as a team, probably not, with the greatest respect, but they know what they are. There'll be 2 banks of 4 and they'll try and hit you on the counter attack. Morecambe, Wildroad, all had a style. We would flip between whatever the opposition would do week to week. And then the biggest thing, like, you have to look at yourself as players. Like, we haven't performed as players, or for large parts of the season not performed as players. Now, you should be able to have maybe 1 or 2 players underperform or have a couple of bad months, because the group should then step up, but the group didn't step up. We just didn't play well enough. You know, if we had a Player of the Year award, you'd be scratching around, be 1 or 2 maybe, which sums it up. So I think it started way back, like I say, potentially last April, May, and then it just carried on and snowballed. And then obviously the last couple of months, I think you looked at a team that was probably a mid-table team that could have maybe pushed on a bit. Damage was probably done, unfortunately. Off the pitch, I was like, as captain, that I ended up sort of doing with the pay cuts and all their meetings, and there was loads and loads of stuff I could write a book on. But then you come back and you just come back and you think, we're so pleased to come back and play football, and it was our job as a footballers to try and put a smile on people's faces. Like, I know we're not on telly like the Premier League, but we got a big following, and people couldn't come to a game. So one thing we could have done was put a smile on people's face on a Saturday, and we didn't do that. So we had an opportunity to go to work, and like, it was good. Like, it should have been good. Like, we were one of the lucky ones, and it just never happened. And like I say, like, personally, you got to look at yourself first. I didn't have certainly the first 4 or 5 months maybe the season, nowhere near where I'd want to be. I think you can look at loads of different reasons. I can look at loads of different reasons, and I think there's some legitimate reasons why. But at the end of the day, I go out there and no one else cares. It's about what you do on that 90 minutes, and that wasn't good enough. So I can probably turn that around myself personally towards the end of the season. But like I say, then it was probably too late, and that's the thing moving forward. I can't think of a better phrase, but you keep kicking the can down the road and you think it's going to be okay, and you move it on, and it's like, Jesus, it's caught up with us. Like, you have to do something in the here and now about things to solve things, and then you don't have the problems further down the line. Like, some of the in-house games we played were bizarre, where people turn up and kicked a ball for 4 years. Like, it sounds silly, but that is genuinely true. They hadn't played in a game for 4 years, and they were on trial, and it was just like, I don't know. Honestly, I can't. But again, like I say, you go into season as a professional. I've said it many times. Like, you go into season, you think, right, got a game of football to win. Like, and you hope that as soon as you step out there, you're thinking about your job and how you do and how the rest of the team do. You're not thinking about all the other stuff. And that's why I say, like, all that stuff adds up without a doubt, because the 1% make a massive difference. But you have to look at yourself. So, but like I say, we went out there first game of the season, obviously got beat at Warsaw, played okay, got beat 1-0, probably come off a bit disappointed that we didn't get something from the game. And then you think to yourself, oh, maybe misjudge the situation, maybe we're not going to do too bad. Like I say, we had the COVID, then the run, where Bolton, Cheltenham, Leyton Orient, and it was like, Jesus, we got a real chance. But every time we tried to build something, the team would change, the formation would change, and it was just really hard. Really think we left ourselves in a position where like draws weren't enough. So we'd gone away to Salford, and obviously we conceded late on, and we had a couple like that. But they would have been good results in the grand scheme of things. You're playing playoff teams away from home. Like, they would have been good results, but we left ourselves in a position of needing wins. So it's difficult, and then I think you get what you deserve over a season, but then you look at like some of the games towards the end, like the Exeter game, and like things just weren't going for us. But over the course of the season, like I say, I think you get what you deserve. I think we ended up paying at the end of the season for the beginning of the season, and like it's as simple as that. And like I say, yeah, more games would have been great. But you don't get more games, you get 46 games, and that's what I'm saying. The 1-2%, like, there's a lot of work going on now around the club. Like, I can see that people want to make a difference now, which is important, because you can't cut corners. It catches up with you. Like, and I can say that as a player in terms of my training. I know if I cut corners, if I have a couple of sessions where I think I'll be alright, I'll save myself, or don't go in the gym, or do whatever I need. Everyone's different. Say I don't go in the gym and cut them little corners. It catches up. It catches up, and that's what's happened to us, unfortunately, as a football club. Like I say, that's not me passing the buck. Players are responsible. Me, I'm responsible. The players that played this season are responsible. Whether you played 5 games or 30 games, you're responsible. But everyone's responsible for all the little things that maybe people have cut corners on that could add up, because there's loads of stuff goes into it. And I don't just mean like, say, food. The food that you're given throughout the week doesn't get you 3 points on a Saturday, but the food you eat throughout the week over 46 weeks, that all of a sudden actually that might make a difference. That might be that 1%, because you're looking forward to the food that you're going to eat, so you're getting the right amount of food on board. That's only an example, but there's loads of different ways around a football club like that, whether that's team bonding, whether it's a day out with your wives and families. There's so many different aspects that go into building a club that is together and moves forward. Listen, I don't want to be a non-league player. I don't think anyone wants to be at a non-league club, but we are. And I think you make the best of things. And like, some of my best memories at the club are the away days. Like there, going to Wembley 4 times. Like, that's unbelievable. And like, we've got a good chance. Like, we're not going to win the FA Cup. We're not going to win the League Cup. It's been tough to win the Checker Trade as a League 2 side. An unbelievable opportunity, like in the FA Trophy, to get there. You'd love to go up as champions, but it'll be a tough league, and if it ends up back at Wembley, so you've got a lot of opportunities, and it'd be like, why, if you find yourself somewhere in life, like, why not make the best of it? There's no point in moaning about it. Like, you are where you are. There's no point in standing there and being a victim and, oh, this ground's rubbish, or this isn't like it was in the league. Alright, well, let's get out of it then. Like, make the best of it. Like, it's our club. Yeah, we'll go away to teams, and there'll be some tough days, no doubt, and there'll be some defeats along the way where, oh, I can't believe we've lost to so-and-so. We lost 5-0 to Braintree in my second game here. So, you know, I'd like, and we end up beating Braintree in one of the best days in our club's recent history. Like, remember, I still watch it back now, the video on YouTube, like, to the Coldplay song Fix You, and it's like, even now it still brings back a smile and like the memories. And yet, 6 years before that, we'd lost 5-0 there. So it's never as bad as it seems. Time heals things. We shouldn't be where we're going, but we are. So make the best of it and get out of it as soon as you can. Jesus, like, there'll be some unbelievable days. I know the first home and away game will be special, and like, I think the players that we sign and the players that haven't experienced it, we've had players that have been here a year and not seen our fans. Like, I think it'll be like I have that almost sense of pride. But like I say, for everything else, whatever goes on off the pitch, training pitch, around the club, when we get back to work, we've got to win games of football and not accept losing and not accept drawing to anybody anymore. Like, we go and win every game. Think back to Operation Promotion summer, it feels like that, or even the summer after we got promoted, but we just have to make sure as a football club that we all do everything we can. Because this football club, one thing that it should be is a family club. It should be a community family club. Like, it should be about the town, it should be about the people that work here and their families. It's the thing, like, people look at the players and like people, it's like easy. I went out obviously on Twitter and put a thing out after we got relegated, but that doesn't highlight how the people like yourself, the office staff, Derek, people around the ground, there's so many people to mention, so many, like how they feel and like the risk of maybe their jobs at times. So it's an unbelievable feeling that there is some positive coming out of it, but we have to make sure for everyone's sake that we capitalise on it.